I've always said that Milo is the best course in the world. I call it as close to heaven on earth as I can get to. When you drive down the hills, everything washes away.
And once you get out here, you're kind of like, wow, like, we made it.
You step up to hole 1 at Milo and you know that you're in Oregon.
The trees, the river.
Beautiful fairways, but challenging greens.
What I imagine the most beautiful place could be.
It feels a little bigger and grander than most of the places we go.
So many memorable shots here that I think players year in and year out love to come back and throw.
Campouts we've done, the river floats, the great golf, the great battles.
This course is really special to me because this is kind of the first real pro level course I ever played.
It always feels wonderful to come to Milo McIver and know that this is just for the disc golfer. Aside from the challenging course that you're about to play, you feel like you're in a special place, and I think that's the magic of Milo McIver.
Hello and welcome to round 1 of 3 of the 2024 Beaver State Fling, presented by Innova Disc Golf. This is our 10th Elite Series event of the year. We're finally out here at Milo McIver. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hockeys.
Honk.
Definitely feeling the magic out here at Milo. It's always a great stop. It's part of the West Coast swing. If you are on the West Coast, a fan of the West Coast, we made some sweet commemorative t-shirts. So check that out at JomezPro.com. If you're interested, not bad. I'm going to model it for us. Just put it on real quick. We are excited to be out here at Milo. It's a similar course from last year. If you watch, it was a silver series, now fully on the elite circuit. Own Scoggins, 78% fairway hits, 59% C2 in regulation this season, and 81% Circle 1X putting. And my personal hero.
Holyn Handley also going to be on our feature card today, looking tough, and her game right now this year is killing it. She's 79% fairway hits, 64% of the time, putting for a birdie from Circle 2 and making 76% of her Circle 1X putts.
Holly Finley, 74% fairway hits, landing in Circle 2 in regulation 45% of the time, and 79% C1X putting.
And last but not least on our feature card, Ella Hansen. She's from Washington, close to being a local hero, 74% fairway hit, 60% of the time in Circle 2 and 72% of the time making her Circle 1X putts in 2024. Starting out with hole 1, it's 345 feet, no out of bounds that you really have to worry about here. It's a nice turnover shot or a flex. You just got to get around this tree branch right here on the right, and after that, just hopefully give yourself a putt around this big, beautiful guardian tree.
Jennifer Allen aced this hole last year in the final round. Pretty crazy.
At 345, this is a tough birdie to get. It's definitely not one you're banking on, but you can count on having a long putt. Let's do an immediate check-in with the second feature card, Annika Sten, with the lefty advantage here, sneaking inside Circle 1, or just outside Circle 1.
Tough putt for the lefty, but she is good for it. Last year, Jennifer Allen did win this event. Pretty crazy to just be leading the tournament and then start off with an ace. Holyn Handley got second last year. Own Scoggins always does well out here. I believe she has 2 top 5s in both times she's played this event. She's going flex forehand to start. Great shot.
This played in the middle of the pack today. Only 4 people got to Circle 1 in regulation, while 20 got to Circle 2.
According to Statmando, Holland's previous highest ever rated round was this event last year at 996 rated. She shot 3 higher rounds since. Holly pushing nice and straight, but fading a little bit. I think she's going to be pretty deep in Circle 2.
So you guys know about Milo McIver. You've heard of the Beaver State Fling a million times. It's been an elite event for 13 years. There's some gaps in between just due to storms or events happening at the same time. COVID was a little more strict in Portland, so we skipped there for a couple years, but this is the 14th year that we're going to see an Elite Series event here from either the PDGA or the Pro Tour.
Yeah, pretty nuts. I think I started playing this in 2015, I think, so 9 years here. Wild.
I came to 2014 Worlds, so
Cool. Ella found herself in a weird spot, definitely pulled that forehand. Her and Holly, she was able to pitch up. Holly's pitching up here.
So historically, this event was a 3-day event where you would play East the first day and then East and West combined on Saturday and then just West on Sunday or some combination thereof.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Let's just start it off hot. Going over that same little set of branches that Anakin had to go over. Wow.
But this year, instead of having the East and West course, we have one big course called the River Bend Gold. It's a combo.
Big course.
Yep, but it still feels familiar if you've been out here before.
Yeah, they preserve some of the iconic holes and a lot of the same tee pads and things like that. If you watched the Silver Series last year, it's almost the same. There's like 2 additional holes. And then they took away 2, obviously, because that's how math works.
They did some combos.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
So Owen was one of only 6 birdies today with that big putt. And there are, 48 competitors this weekend. And there's those 6 birdies starting out the tournament in the lead.
Yeah, it's a tough one to get. I really like this par 5. It's a 800-foot hole. You want to throw a backhand over to the left, and then your second shot, you can go backhand or forehand, whatever you want. Down the tunnel here, you can see there's OB on both sides. That left side comes up very quickly. This one's gettable by anyone in the field with 3 really good shots at only 805 feet. We used to, way back in the day, go from the MPO tee pad, and it was over, wasn't it like 1,100 feet or something like that, and it was so hard to get. Let's check back in with Anakin here. This is a good-looking shot.
Yeah, 1196 from the MPO tee pad.
That's a huge tee shot, honestly. Yeah, 12. Okay, that's why I was thinking it was closer to 12 than 11.
Yeah, most shots weren't even getting to the corner. Now it's nice because we do have the ability to wrap this corner. Anakin wrapping it super tight.
Yeah. And is she going to have a putt even? We did see Kat Murch, I know for sure, eagle this one. I think there was more than that, but I just saw it personally, so I remember it. Last year.
Yeah, I think it takes a roller to get there.
Yeah.
Anakin making this birdie look very easy, though, tapping it in. Just a little chip shot for her third.
Just a quick birdie start.
A third of the field got this birdie today. It's a very friendly par 5 to start your round out with.
Yeah, especially after the first hole where, again, you're not counting on it, as Madison said.
You'll see most forehand players going up this left side. You can see Owen pushing that OB deep. It's really nice and open on both of your second and third shots for a pretty simple birdie. Right-handed players have a more low ceiling option on the right, but also gettable.
Yeah, you can attack from either side.
Yeah,
Holyn pushing really straight with a slower speed disc there.
Yep. Probably working up the right side as well. Holly definitely aiming for that right side.
I feel like that's the majority of the field's play is just to aim at that right side tree and kind of hyzer to the left of it. Mm-hmm. Ella going big forehand here. Great correction from her tee shot on the first hole. Swirly S-line DD3 to a really great spot, similar to where Anakin just landed.
You can see that little blue marker in the fairway, the little blue firework. Those are new distance markers that the Pro Tour is kind of trying out. We love them.
I like them a lot. The tournament itself also has like the big numbers, which I'm not sure how I feel. It's great on coverage, but sometimes I don't want to know on the course.
Yes.
You know?
No, totally.
Like if I want to know, I'll get my rangefinder.
Exactly.
But it's cool.
I guess they do that in golf. I was going to say it takes away the golf feeling, but they do that in
It's
golf
actually
too.
adding that golf feeling. Holyn with a really big shot working up that right side. Smooth looking shot from Holly here. Yeah, this is one where you're not feeling so good if you don't get at least a putt at it for birdie.
Yeah.
Ella going another big forehand.
Moving over to that left side. It's a really wide open forehand. Surprised to see Owen go right side, but she's doing her thing. Always
if we're
going
not
opposite.
Yeah, if we're not surprised watching her,
Looks like she surprised the catch cam.
She did, yeah. Went pretty deep there, it looks like. The day we're not surprised by Owen is probably the day she should retire.
Or we should.
That's a fair point. Nice looking forehand from Holly. Not traditionally a forehand player, but she's definitely been putting the work in.
I feel like Owen's going to be winning FPO events when she's 60. Like, I could see that happening.
Yeah. I don't know where I'll be.
Me neither. Pontoon boat in a swamp, hopefully.
Holyn squeaking through past that last tree.
That little right side approach is scary. Owen with another tricky putt. Lots of right side chains. A third of the field birdied this one. 16 out of 48 competitors.
Owen gonna have to take a par after that kind of last errant shot there.
And like Erika said, it feels bad if you're not at least putting for a birdie here. Half the field got to circle 2 in regulation.
Easy birdie there from Holyn, coming off a really amazing round last week at the Portland Open, a bogey-free, record-breaking 11 down, I believe.
In the rain.
In the rain.
In the wind and rain. You know how some people are like fair weather golfers? What if Holland's like the opposite? She does better in those conditions because she's like hyper focused.
Trying to think of a catchy name because it's definitely not faux weather golfers. That's not it. 3 birdies on the lead card here. Ella going all forehands, which is pretty fun. You don't usually see that. And our entire feature card here at 1 down. Anakin, the only one to get both of the first 2 holes.
Hole 3, another par 3. This one a little shorter at 300 feet, very flat. Just a little bit of a technical line. You got to get around these low-hanging tree branches with more of a right finishing shot or just a dead straight shot. You don't want to hyzer at the end because you can catch a skip, and there's OB deep and left side that comes into play right around 45 or 50 feet from the pin. It's perched on a little hill, so you can find some tricky putting situations, but a pretty friendly par 3 overall.
Not sure how close that one landed. Oh, so close. Okay, just gonna go perfect 3 for 3 start.
Yeah, some nice lefty friendly holes. Nice to see for Anakin because that's not always the case.
It's generally not.
Yeah. Holyn coming in high and hyzery. Needs to check up. And it does, just outside the circle.
Holly pushing that right side. Does miss that one branch you need to miss, and it's going to be in a similar spot to Holyn, maybe just a few feet back.
Ella with a bit of an early release, trying to flip something a little bit less stable, but it works out fine.
Works out weirdly fine.
Weirdly fine.
Like it looked like a good shot by where it landed. And own. Forehand, obviously.
Of course.
Turfs it though. Which kind of is Own's typical mistake on the forehand if she makes one. That looked like a run. Soft run.
Soft bid for sure.
I bet most competitors landed in circle 2 on this one.
Yeah, 15 actually got to circle 1.
Oh,
30
nice.
got to circle 2.
Mm-hmm. Holly giving it a good run, kind of splashing off the bottom of the cage there. Here's Ella from just outside the circle. Comes up a bit short as well.
A lot of tentative putting on this hole. Only 12 birdies. This is not one that you're running your circle 2 putt as hard as you can.
Or are you? Oh, I thought she'd make it if I said it. Holyn a little low right side.
So Holland's last 3 events, she got 4th at DDO, 3rd at OTB, 2nd at Portland.
Therefore.
And who knows what's going to happen.
Nice.
We actually don't know.
We
It
truly
sounded like
don't.
we did, but
yeah,
we don't.
We really, this is pretty much real time. We're only a few hours behind. Ahead? Everyone just going to clean up their par here. Our potential future winner just tapping out here. That'd be such a cool stat though.
That really would.
And our first big change here from last year, if you watched the Silver Series, is that we are skipping the next hole and walking to one after that. And I also think they shuffled a few of the holes. So we'll just see it together in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 4. It's 635 feet. Dog leg to the right there is OB. On the left-hand side, you can see that tree in the middle is your main obstacle. You can choose to go right side, which is a lower ceiling, and for the right-handed player, you're just kind of hyzering, but it's hard to get enough distance that way to then wrap the corner. You can go left side, big turnover shot, but that brings in the left side OB very much into play. And then the second shot's so difficult to get all the way there. You need a truly powerful sidearm or a truly amazing first shot. You can't be mediocre at either shot here. They both have to be very good.
Holland going that left side route. It's a little scary because if you don't get your disc to turn, that OB line comes into play really quick. She does a great job of flexing it and landing left.
Yeah, that was a huge tee shot. Holly choosing to go right side here. And she's going to check up before the OB, and that's just fine. But from there, we'll see how aggressive she gets, likely on her backhand approach. I'm kind of surprised to see Ella go right side, honestly.
Yeah, she gets some decent distance for how low that came out of her hand, but
She's got that huge sidearm, though.
mm-hmm.
Oh, sidearm flex. Wait, sidearm flex left side? Owned Scoggins.
I know.
Just wild out there.
That is wild because she has to check up perfectly before those bushes, which are definitely within her distance range. So she has to take some distance off on that first shot, but I guess she's really just trusting the second shot. Watch her throw a backhand.
No. Yep, Holly not really trying to get super aggressive here. Just going to throw a backhand to, I would say, 100 feet from there. Ooh. Although she's kind of pushing that OB line deep. This one is tough, and Ella's really good at this, but it's really difficult for a lot of the ladies in the field to get this much height on the disc. You really need it to find the circle. That was a
Yeah,
super good shot.
You almost need even more than that. It's like kind of use around to the basket, but it feels so high risk because that corner is so dense.
What Ona's doing here, she's going to keep it. That's actually some pretty good height too, but it'll probably be circle two. But the low linear shot with the skip almost never makes it into the circle. It's so difficult.
If you turn your forehand over just a little bit too, it's so easy to find that deep side out of bounds.
For sure. Holyn with that huge tee shot, able to go more of like a little chippy hyzer.
And
or
that's great.
a big chippy hyzer, really. It's very tall.
Ooh, she pushes the OB.
Yeah, give her that
Yay.
green.
Cutest spotter in all of the land.
Yeah. I think her brother was right next to her too. They were both pretty cute. I assume they're siblings, and if not, I'm sorry. A lot of volunteers out today. Pretty much every hole had a spotter.
Yeah, the Portland disc golf scene is epic.
Owen with a long look on an elevated pin here for another birdie.
Whew. Only a quarter of the field got this one, 12 birdies. More than I would have expected. But it's definitely reachable by everyone. It's just the second shot is so technical.
And not everyone has that type of sidearm.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I was doing the wrong hole. I'm joking. Joking with y'all. There's only 6 birdies.
That sounds more right. Yeah. Okay.
More right.
More probable.
Yeah, only 6 people got to circle 1 in regulation.
Holyn cashes in that putt for birdie. That was the best tee shot I've seen other than like a roller.
Yep. Only 13 total even got to circle 2. That's crazy.
I think the way that they set up this course is interesting. I think par, I don't want to call it easy, but everyone should be able to par every hole. But perfect shots will get you birdies, but there's still danger. Like it's really, I mean, it's a good course. It's long, and I of course wish there was more wooded holes, but it's interesting to watch everyone attack it here.
Yeah, everything honestly feels really great after playing Glendoveer.
The west one.
If we played this the week before, I might have had more beef, but I have none.
No beef.
No beef.
Okay.
Hole 5 is a long, straight tunnel shot. The out of bounds, you're not necessarily worried about unless you really shank it. Ideally, your first shot lands in that first line of trees, but if you're really good, you can get outside. And if you do, you can go across on your second shot. It's more of a low tunnel shot that has to be a little right finishing or flexing late in the shot in order to get a putt, but it's definitely birdieable. It's eagleable. It's a par 5, but it's just mostly about getting as far as you can down this tunnel, and that will dictate the rest of the hole.
They called this a 4 last year, so it's definitely more of a 5.
Yeah, but
3 feels like an eagle.
It is an eagleable 5, but it is for sure a 4. I mean 5. Fair enough.
Anakin going across on her third here, hanging it over the road a little bit and getting just outside the circle. Looks like she bogeyed the last hole. What a putt to move back to 3 down. No pars yet.
We know Holland's going big here. She wants to eagle this one.
She's going ESP Athena. And that's a little right side, but we'll see if we can get through.
That one bush.
Yeah.
God, it's just right in the perfect line.
To stomp on your dreams.
Yeah. Deanne Carey said she was going to cut it down tonight, so if it's gone, it wasn't Deanne.
Deanne or Holyn or Holly. I think Holly's to the side of it at least. Ella's going mid here. That's a swirly S-line MD3. So close to getting past that final tree. She's still not in a bad spot, but...
The tree might have helped a little. If you
Think
go
so?
too far left, it's even kind of hard to pitch out.
It can't be. Own with her flippiest yellow destroyer, working the right side and getting around nicely.
Yeah, if she got under those low-hanging tree branches, she's going to be real happy. See, Holly's stuck with a little bit more of a tricky out. You can't bite off too much, and so it leaves your third shot really long.
A lot longer than you'd like. Holyn in a similar position, but able to go left side and get a little bit farther. From there, it feels pretty doable. I don't want to say routine, but much easier.
Yeah, Own out from under the low-hanging branches. Still doesn't try to go across. It pinches so much there with the road and the bushes. Or the rough, I should say.
And if you fade out at all, it's over.
Ella going for it.
Love it.
That's great. Not quite to circle 2, but a very easy birdie.
Super easy. Holly having to go full turnover here. And this is a danger, just hanging it out over the road, making sure it has enough turn. It's a professional shot right there. Doesn't quite get in putting range, but that can turn into a disaster really quick if you make a mistake. Holyn's third. Looks great.
Oh, that's perfect.
Super smooth approach.
At least 30 people out of 48 made it to circle 2.
Whoa. Oh, chopping down some leaves there.
But only, 22 got to circle 1 regulation. A lot of birdies here, 19 birdies.
Nice. Holly with the one last tree left in her way. Lays it up to about 20 feet for a par. Own giving that a full run. Goes deep about 20 feet.
Ella with an eagle bid.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Strong looking run. Easy birdie. Did anyone get the eagle today?
Yeah, there was 19 birdies and 1 eagle. Natalie Ryan with the 3. And it looks like it was from, it doesn't tell you on the app.
Oh, dang. Lucky Lorenzen on my card also got to circle 2 and had a really good run for the eagle. I bet we'll see at least 1 or 2 more on the weekend.
Yeah, this played in the top 3 easiest holes of the day, with over about half the field birdieing. And when you have 30 people in circle 2, like someone's going to drop in an eagle putt.
Yeah, I mean, at only 6:30. I guess it is. It's exactly a 4.5.
Yep.
Classic tweener. You don't get a whole lot of tweener par
just
5s,
about,
though.
Yeah, getting out of that gap.
Yeah, so technical. Holyn moving to 3 down, leading our feature card. And also leading the tournament alongside Rebecca Cox, Jessica Weiss, Valerie Mandujano. So many. I'm not going to list them.
Yeah.
Look at them all.
Valerie Mandujano won this event in 2022. Before that, it was a leapfrog between Paige Pierce and Katrina Allen, both who are not present.
Yeah, they switched off for a really long time. Hole 6 is a par 4, 630 feet. A dog leg to the left. You just got to get out of the tunnel, around the corner as far as you can, and then you're approaching really one of the most iconic greens we have in the sport. Beautiful sign, stump hole. We love it. We don't love the addition of the OB in the ditch right before the green. A lot of these ladies probably won't have a ton of trouble with it, but it's inside the circle. It's within the landing zone. Nobody likes it. It causes a lot of layups on the second shot.
Holyn hits the electrical box, wrapping the corner. I also did that today. It's very annoying because you can't see it.
Right, it looks like a great shot, and then you get a weird bounce. Ella giving this thing a whole lot of height. Oh, that's so good.
That's great. This played as the 3rd most difficult hole of the day. There were only 4 OBs, but it gets tricky on your second shot having to decide whether to go for it or not. You kind of throw funny shots, like not trying to go for it.
Yeah, I just think a lot of people laid up short that would normally go for it.
Yep. And as a result, there are just not that many birdies.
Yeah. Holly kind of in that exact position of being about 375 feet away and having to decide to go for it. Own wrapping the corner nicely.
That corner's 375.
Ish, yeah.
Okay.
If you get like just a little bit past the corner, I had it at 375. Like Holyn, that's probably about where they're at. Maybe like 360.
Yeah, she hit that electrical box and it's right at the corner.
Yeah, that could be more like 380, honestly.
No.
And there it is. So you can see just that inside edges of that ditch is out of bounds.
There were only 4 out of bounds strokes on the hole today. Probably just people going for it.
I wish it was like hazard instead. I mean, I don't think it should be there at all. But
I don't think it should be there at all.
But if it is, like, it just sucks that you have to take it back and have a circle 2 putt to try to save your par. Holly getting caught up, but she is safe on that left side. It is a pretty small patch of out of bounds.
Especially since a lot of people are throwing drivers on their second shot.
Yeah, most
not
people.
even fairways. So it's like, we don't need the extra punishment here.
Yeah. But you all get it. We'll stop complaining. It's honestly, all of the changes they made out here have been great. The course looks great. This is the only one that no one in the field particularly likes.
Also, we're not complaining, we're critiquing, and that's
Ooh,
our
you're
job.
right. You're
So
right.
If you guys have a
Ooh.
problem, you can please
critique
continue
us,
watching.
which is not your job.
Please continue watching. Please like and subscribe. We love you.
Looks like Owen was very happy to stay in bounds. And Ella gonna drop in a similar spot as Holly. Looks like kind of saw it off early.
This is pretty typical as like kind of half going for it and ending up in the shoal on the right or left.
Holly from a similar spot here. Looked like a little run.
There were only 3 people that got to circle 1 regulation, only 15 to circle 2. I'm surprised that's even that high.
Holyn unable to save the par after backing up from that out of bounds.
Props for going for it, though.
Yeah, someone's got to do it. Mm-hmm. Owen, long look for birdie through the rough there.
Violet Main, Missy Gannon, and Kat Murch were the only 3 to get it. And I would assume they were probably the 3 people that were inside the circle, but we don't know anything. This app doesn't tell us.
Probable statistics.
Probable stats.
Holyn with a bogey. Everyone else looking to clean up their pars. Yeah, I generally like this hole. I think they made it a par 3 for MPO this year.
Yeah.
Like short, which is a bummer because it's a really fun one.
Yeah, we love this as a par 4. This little middle stretch of holes is pretty brutal. This is where you got to stay clean the middle of the round between holes like 6 and 9.
And then at 9, you're like, that was only 9?
You legitimately.
Yeah. I'm going to drop back to 2 under. There are several names out there in that big tie for first that you can read yourself.
Hole 7, our first throwing off a cliff hole. We got 3 of these, I believe, today, and they are absolute legendary holes that go down in history forever. This is hole 7. This is probably the flukiest of the 3. Not quite one pure line, although the way the drone flew, I think, is a very good line, which a lot of people would argue with me that it's not. I think it's I think it's a very awesome hole that requires a very precise shot, and it's very doable to get into circle 2. Circle 1, on the other hand, is difficult to access.
I never argue with you. Not really sure where that ended up. Ella pulling it to the right, kind of following that drone path, but maybe too far right.
finishing your disc turning right is good on this hole. If you end up hyzering out left, it's pretty brutal over there. You can't see the basket, and it's kind of tough to even get anything close.
There's a lot of like blackberry bushes out there too that are pretty dense. Yeah.
Sounds like you've never been there.
It's there wasn't a spotter on this hole, so if you couldn't find your disc immediately, you might have had to start a timer. And ending up on that left side.
Yeah, the way the trees are on the green, there's one huge tree on the short left side, so it just blocks your approach shot or any opportunity to putt, even from circle 2.
Holyn taking your line.
Yeah, we love that.
Looks pretty dang good. Do you think this will go down in history for all time forever?
I think so. Like I said, forever.
Till the end of time?
Ooh, was that Ella having to throw the forehand roller? Not quite getting it to turn at the end.
Holly, classic low ceiling approach on this shot. She makes really good work of it.
Yeah, that was great. That's a very difficult shot.
It's easy to end up short on those.
Owen trying to go around the other side. I like that play. Oh,
Sit.
only 6 people got to circle 2. Only 1 person got to circle 1 in regulation out of 48 competitors.
Yeah.
And there was only 1 birdie. Woof.
Not the most accessible hole.
Yeah, we play the same hole as the MPO here, and even in the field right now, as they're playing, there were only 12 birdies out of 106 competitors. So it's hard even for them.
Yeah. I don't mind having a hard par 3 now and again.
Me neither.
We're not critiquing this one.
Especially if we get to throw from the top of a hill. It's tight.
Legendary hill.
But a 3 feels great here. A 4 feels not terrible, but not great.
What does a 5 feel like?
5 is awful.
Oh,
you got to get out of this one
is it
with
bad?
less than 5.
Yeah, you should.
Even though it is the second most difficult hole of the day. Wow. 44% of the field with a bogey or worse. Whew.
Ella, the only one on our feature card here to get the bogey. Everyone else, squeaky clean pars.
That's what we like to see. Discs flying into a wall of green.
Yeah, we do.
It's the best.
That's what we live for, honestly.
That's why we all play this game.
Hole 8, another par 5. It's the Philo hole. 850 feet for us. For them too, they're playing as a par 4. You want to get around the first corner, second shot, you want to land somewhere around this patch of grass for most people. I'm curious if some of our bigger throwers are going to get past that. And then final shot, you can take the inside route that the drone flew, that Philo through to get around the corner, usually a flex backhand, or you can go all the way out and around that final tree with more of a hyzer line. Let's check in with Rebecca Cox here. Was she on the other feature card as well?
I don't remember.
I'm not sure. But she's on A card, and she's being featured now.
Yep.
Big drive.
Huge drive.
Yeah, I think, so this is what I was curious about. A lot of, I would say the middle of the field is landing kind of just short or just in that patch. And I think we're going to see more and more women get past it as our distance continues to improve as a field.
Still a very technical shot here. You got to give it a little height, just like Rebecca's doing, because they pulled that basket back and more left.
Yeah, it's more around the corner than you'd think.
Rebecca actually goes past it. And it's good for the comeback putt.
Great birdie. She moves to a bogey-free 4 down through 8.
Philo McIver hole.
Yep.
And even if you do overturn your shot and end up in the tall grass, it's just the most fun shank ever because you're frolicking immediately. You have no choice but to frolic
You
in
have to.
tall flowers.
Has anyone not frolicked through those? I hope not. Nice flex shot from Owen. I found out it is pretty easy to be a little too far to the left, though, and have your next shot cut off. So, yeah, right's better. Frolicking, wide open look. Big shot here from Holyn.
Just a teeniest bit of right to left wind here, but not a lot of wind to talk about today.
Ooh, Ella. Huge.
And it looks like our feature card is too good to frolic today.
Boo. So Holly, on that left side I was talking about, you can still get far enough to get the birdie. She actually didn't really even have it in her way. And then this is kind of what I'm talking about. That's kind of the typical distance landing zone. Holly a little pinched on the left.
Own in the perfect landing zone. Not having to deal with the tall grass.
Landing by that dirt pile?
Yeah.
I hope it's dirt. Holyn, yeah, calling for it to get up. Definitely too low. Weird footing in there.
Weird footing all over this course, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of holes and all sorts of crazy stuff happening.
Yeah, it's kind of just what it is out here. Ella,
Huge.
wow.
Oh, man.
Are you kidding
She
me?
might be able to even see the pin from there.
And she just shrugs. She just shrugs.
Yeah, she's pretty cool, I guess. Yeah, I mean, she's like at what, 150 feet past own.
This hole gets infinitely easier if you can get right there. This shot is so technical. You can see Owen struggling a little bit.
And she's the master of the flex, too.
Yes, she is, and of technical shots in general.
Oh, I actually kind of dig this. Holly able to throw more of a hyzer, though, dealing with that tall grass. But she didn't have to flex it. She just pulls it a little too far to the right.
Holyn with that weird footing that Erika was talking about.
Weird angle.
Still getting aggressive and doesn't quite make it around the corner. With
And
that much height, it's going to just drop straight down.
Yeah, she fully fell down after throwing that. Whoa. Owen taken to the sky here. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that worked great. There were 7 birdies on hole 8 today.
Let's see if Ella can get one of them after being farther than anyone I've ever seen on this hole, any FPO.
Just literally breaking the hole. People are going to start designing courses for that type of stuff, Ella, so knock it off.
Could you just
go on
put it?
Go on and get out of here.
Get. You get.
So good. Holly playing the hole like a lot of us do.
Oh, dang. Holyn having to go forehand roller here.
That's great.
That is great. Sick.
Heck yeah. She's got it all, huh?
I withdraw my dang. Holly in for another par. Just the one birdie, but otherwise clean. Kind of have to be patient out here. Take your pars. Get your birdies where you can. Classic disc golf, really.
About 15% of the field birding this one and 30 taking a bogey or worse. Very easy to add some bogey strokes here around this basket.
Ella with the easiest birdie. Gonna move back to 2 down. And we're gonna walk back up the hill. I want like a time lapse of all the walking in between holes because we are doing a lot of walking in between holes.
Yeah, we're covering the entire property from corner to corner. And here we are on top of another hill.
Legendary.
We're also going up and down. Yeah, this is a very legendary one. Look at the beautiful Clackamas River in the background of this green. It's a par 3 at 442 feet. It is reachable, but it is such a technical shot to get there. It also adds a lot of risk to the equation if you do try to send this one and get inside circle. We'll see a lot of circle 2 putting on this one. By a lot, I mean only 6 people. Okay, no one's getting there on this one, but that low-hanging branch, you have to push it like Ella is not intentionally doing. to get all the way there. You do have to try to push right underneath it, though.
Yeah, she pushed it real good.
Wow, I thought, only 6 people.
I don't know. It's a perfect flex line, 440 feet. I know it's downhill, but you have to get the absolute perfect angle. Holly landing in a pretty normal place, I think. I like to push a little straighter and end up more on the right, but it's really easy to trickle down towards that left side. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, no. Oh my God. God. Rolling when she needs to. Getting a nice little finish down that hill. Holyn not quite missing that corner as much as she should, although I think she might be happy she hit those branches. That was trucking towards the river.
Ella working the chip forehand, gonna leave it just short. Gonna have to earn that par from outside the circle.
In years past, these tee pads can be pretty slippery, lots of moss. It's classic Oregon. Everything's wet all the time, but they did a really great job this year of cleaning everything up.
I think they torched all the tee pads.
Really?
The last day of practice.
It's
they
noticeable.
they were really rough in practice, and then all of a sudden they were perfect.
They are so nice.
So
This is what you're going to see a lot of on this hole. Only one person got to circle 1 in regulation, and that person is Sophia Dunica, who also got a birdie, the only one of the day.
And if you don't know her name, you were not paying attention last week.
Or the week before.
Yeah, but she got 3rd last week at the Portland Open. Pretty amazing. I think she got, 14th at OTB?
Yep.
And those are her only 2 Pro Tour events.
Yep. Canadian, been playing up in the Northwest for a couple of years, since right around post-COVID times.
Ella with a bogey. Everyone else just tapping in here.
And that is going to wrap up the front 9 with a very difficult unbirdieable par 3.
Legendarily unbirdieable. Rebecca Cox and Natalie Ryan leading the way, 4 down through 9. That's super good. Missy Gannon, Anniken Sten, just 1 back at 3 down. Looks like to be in the top, 12? You got to be under par. Do you think the front 9 or the back 9's harder?
I think the front 9's harder.
Okay.
But I think it's more like the middle stretch from 4 to 10 or 11.
Middle 9.
Yeah, but then the end of the course really can wallop you. Hole 17 and 18 are rough.
Wallopers for sure.
Yeah. So we do have 9 more holes. This is a nice little 3-day event. We love that kind of. I heard it called Mellow McIver this week.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, nice come down from Glendevere last week. So come hang with us on the back as we have a great time out here. Thanks again to the Founders Club. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hotkeys.
Honk.